So, you're running a business in Saudi Arabia? Chances are the name Zatka has been on your mind. A lot. The rules from the kingdom's Zakat, tax, and customs authority are changing, and they're changing fast. Get it wrong, and the penalties can be really steep. But don't worry. In the next 5 minutes, we're going to break down exactly what you need to know to stay compliant, save some money, and maybe even turn tax season into a strategic advantage for your business.
And this, right here, is the million-real question, isn't it? Because in this new world of digital oversight, what you don't know, well, it can do a lot more than just cause a headache. It can seriously put your entire operation on the line. The stakes have genuinely never been higher.
Okay, so let's get one thing crystal clear. There's a huge difference between being smart and breaking the law. On the left, you've got legal tax optimization. That's just good business, using registered suppliers, structuring things efficiently, claiming what you're owed. But on the right, that's illegal tax evasion. Things like underreporting sales or messing with e-invoices. With Zatka's new digital systems, those old tricks are basically a one-way ticket to some very serious penalties.
So, you might be wondering, why all these changes right now? Well, it's not happening in a vacuum. This big push for compliance is actually a core part of Saudi Vision 2030, the kingdom's master plan for building a stronger, more modern economy.
And this is the part that's actually really exciting. See, when your books are clean and you're totally compliant, you're not just dodging trouble. You suddenly become way more attractive to investors. You're in the perfect spot to bid on big government tenders, and you get a much better handle on your own cash flow, which you can then pour right back into growing your business.
But of course, there's the other side of the coin. What happens when things go wrong? Because making mistakes, whether you mean to or not, can have some absolutely staggering consequences.
Just take a look at this number, 50%. If Zatka finds any evidence of fraud in your tax filings, the penalty is a massive 50% of the VAT you should have paid. And yeah, that's on top of the original tax bill you still have to pay.
Oh, but it doesn't stop there. For every single month that a payment is late, Zatka tacks on another 5% penalty. You can see how this can snowball like crazy, turning a small issue into a debt that could cripple your business.
So how do you stay off their radar? Well, this is basically your red flag checklist. The number one thing that gets you a closer look, claiming a VAT refund. That almost guarantees they'll dig in. Other big triggers are mismatches between your GOSI payroll records and what you're reporting financially, broken e-invoice sequences, and, of course, the obvious one, filing or paying late.
Okay, enough of the scary stuff. Let's talk about solutions. Because there are some really powerful and 100% legal ways to optimize your taxes and make sure you're not paying a single rial more than you have to.
All right, pay close attention to this one because this is where so many businesses trip up and leave money on the table. On the left, you've got your allowed deductions, things like salaries for staff registered with GOSI or office rent when you have a proper contract. But on the right are the common mistakes. Paying staff cash under the table? Nope, not deductible. And here's a big one. Zatka often won't let you deduct the salary for the business owner or their blood relatives as an expense. That's absolutely crucial to know.
And here's another one of those tricky details that gets a lot of people. You might be setting aside money for an employee's end-of-service benefits every year, which is great accounting, but you can only claim that as a tax deduction in the year you actually pay it out to the employee when they leave. Timing is literally everything.
Now, if your business has multiple branches or different CRs, this right here could be a game changer. It's called VAT group structuring. Basically, you can bundle them all together as one entity for tax purposes. You file a single VAT return, which is way simpler, and it makes your cash flow so much better since moving money between your own companies becomes tax-free.
Now, for what might be the most critical topic for anyone who might have some outstanding tax issues. Let's talk about Zatka's tax amnesty program. This is a golden, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get clean without being crushed by penalties.
This chart shows you exactly why this is such an unbelievable deal. For a lot of businesses, the penalties and fines are actually the biggest part of their tax debt, sometimes making up 75% of what they owe. The amnesty program completely wipes out that entire chunk, a 100% waiver. All you have to worry about is paying back the original tax amount.
And the process is really straightforward. You just have to acknowledge the unpaid taxes, formally apply, and then work out a plan to pay the principal. And get this, Zatka is even offering installment plans to make it manageable. Once you do that, poof, all those fines and penalties are gone.
But, and this is a huge but, There is a hard deadline. You have until June 30th, 2025 to apply. This is not going to be extended. It's a one-time lifeline, and once that window slams shut, the opportunity is gone forever.
All right, so looking ahead, how do you stay on the right side of things permanently? It's all about having the right systems. The days of manual spreadsheets and paper receipts are over. Digital is no longer optional, it's essential.
So think of this as your go-forward checklist. You absolutely must use a Zatka-approved e-invoicing system. You've got to keep your financial records for at least 7 years. And doing monthly bank reconciliations, that's not just good practice anymore, it is vital for survival.
And why is all this so important? Because all the government systems are talking to each other now. Zatka, the Ministry of Commerce, your bank, they're all connected. If you ignore penalties, you're not just going to get letters in the mail. They can actually suspend your business license and freeze your bank accounts.
Which brings us right back to that first question we asked. We know for a fact that Zatka's increasing its audits in 2025. You now know the risks, you know the solutions, and you know about this incredible tax amnesty lifeline. The only question left is, what are you going to do about it, starting today, to make sure your business is ready?